So share with us a little bit, what are other risks that we need to be thinking about in what we post?
Really modeling what you want your kids to do. So if you're in a space where if something happens with your family or a cute moment or embarrassing moment or whatever moment that you felt this is shareable and you post it online without second thought, but you're teaching your kids not to do the same, it doesn't really work. And so your kids are going to be modeling the behaviors they see in you. So if your kid feels like, oh, if I go to my friend's house, I can videotape them without asking them for permission. I can post it online because it doesn't matter. If something happens at school, I can take a picture of someone and post it on Instagram or make a TikTok about it. And we see this all the time where everyone feels okay with taking a very, very vulnerable moment and putting it online without ever consulting anybody else. And so the more that you do that, the more your children feels empowered to do whatever as well. And so they're also not being safe online. But even more than that, if your child feels like this was a moment that I didn't want the world to know, but you didn't respect a boundary and you didn't ask me, they're now being trained in their brain that my boundaries does not matter. And someone can do something to me that feels wrong in my gut, but because they love me, it's okay. And so they don't know the difference between mom loving me or some crazy person loving me or a stranger loving me. And so someone online can do something to violate their boundaries and their privacy and in the name of love, and they'll take it in a very similar way that they take it when they're talking with their parents. And it sounds bizarre, but if you were to think of it from a child's point of view or a teenager's point of view, what's the difference between someone who has become friends with them online asking for a picture, an innocent picture, or you posting a picture that they didn't want online that you didn't ask them about?
Okay. Again, I work in this space, Fareedah, and that perspective on it is, I think, a really important one for parents to wrap their head around. And I've never heard it worded quite like that. And I teach parents all the time that bodily autonomy is so critical, that when our child puts up a boundary and I don't want to hug, I don't want to kiss, I don't want to sit on your lap, that it's really important that we honor that. And yet we turn around, and I know parents in my circle who are not bad people, by the way, are wonderful people.
Not. Yeah.
Right. I mean, and I like to believe that everyone listening to this podcast has the best interests of their kids at heart.
Same here.
Who would never push through the physical boundaries of a child, right? You don't want to kiss, I won't kiss you. But don't hesitate to post something online without permission, or even in the face of knowing that their child doesn't want them to. And the bigger message that sends, as you just pointed out, is critical.
Yeah, it's like your boundaries don't matter. And it's not, I don't believe that this is a black and white issue. So I don't believe that any parent that's listening to this that has posted a picture of their kid online, you're absolutely violating your child's boundaries, and then now they're going to feel like I can't trust my parent anymore. It's more the intention behind it. So